Dude, I'm going to lose my fucking mind if I hear one more person say, Dune was the best sci-fi movie I've ever seen. Best one in decades. Best freaking movie. Fucking trash, dude. Fucking trash. I've turned this movie on the other day. I've never seen Dune. I thought the whole story about the unmade Jodorowsky's Dune. I thought that was a cool story and how that affected the rest of cinema history. And they took ideas from that movie and put it into movies like Star Wars and all the shit you grew up with. People, a lot of ideas were come up with for that Dune. So it's become kind of a big thing for people. And it, the movie's bland, right? It has all these like epic shots and it's great, shot composition and stuff like that. That's all lovely, right? But the story is about these two houses. Basically, it's about super rich people, being handed even more money. They own a whole planet, and they say, "Hey, do you want to own this planet? This has the most important resource in the whole universe. You want it?" And they say, "Yeah, sure, we'll have it." And it was all a big double cross. Didn't really care what happened to the characters. They're they're not likable. They're just not likable. You are introduced to the kid training, right? So that makes sense. If he's going to beat people up later, he ought to. We need to have a training scene. Star Wars figured that out the hard way, I guess, when they didn't put a training scene in, and everyone said Rey was too powerful. So then, what do? They put a training scene in the very last movie. So she didn't train until the end of the trilogy. But Dune, people are getting caught up in how well the movie's made. The director, obviously, really talented filmmaker, but just because he is using depth of field and has objects how big they are in the frame doesn't make it a good movie. It doesn't make me care about these characters. Good shots and shot composition is supposed to be like spice, pun intended, to the movie. It's not supposed to make the movie by itself. It's supposed to be an addition to the movie. Right? In addition to the movie being good, it was also really well made. That's how you should feel coming out of a movie. So, let's get on with the problems. Issues with the movie. Bland. It was bland. There was, as far as like the scenes, there wasn't really a whole lot going on. It's kind of like Star Wars in the fact that it's set in the future and the past, kinda, because there's no projectiles, there's no drones. Obviously, anything that far in the future is not going to fight hand to hand. They're going to have robots and drones out there not risking their own life. They're not just going to use their technology to put a shield on themselves and then fight hand to hand. That's fucking stupid. My suspension of disbelief was no longer suspended at that point. In Star Wars, they had lightsabers, but they also had guns, and you could deflect the guns with the lightsabers. So they had an actual use. The Bene Gesserit, or whatever kind of whore clan his mom's a part of, they fuck people up. They're badasses, but, I mean, what are they? You don't know what they are. They just go through the movie telling him she's part of something and that he's training. That's it. We don't know what this voice thing is. We just know what it does. He talks and people do, whatever they're told to do, I guess. And I didn't get it. I didn't get it personally. When their place was attacked, I didn't care. I just didn't give a shit. I was hoping he died. Honestly, I was like, I hope this fucking prick dies, dude. He has nothing to do in the movie, so he may as well just bite the dust. And there's one particular scene where Jason Momoa is talking about the desert people, and he's like, just swooning over them. Like, he has no reason. Jason Momoa is sent on an early scout mission to basically befriend the desert people, and so they can all get along and make their money and shit. But I guess he finds one of them he wants to fuck or something, because he all of a sudden is like, oh my god, the desert people, they're one with the desert, and it gets my dick so hard. You know, they're just out there with all that sand, and they fight so well. It just gets me rock solid. I would love to be part of the demon people. I mean, who cares? You could live in the desert when you live in the future that doesn't even have television. You don't have television, you don't have phones, you don't have anything, and it's the future. Why wouldn't you want to go live with the desert people? They're 1,000 years in the future. He wants to live with desert people. Think about us. We don't want to go live with desert people. We don't have all that cool shit. We can't go to different planets. And of all the cool shit he can do, he thinks that, like, he admires the desert people. I don't buy it. I don't buy it for a second. I don't know if it was his acting or if it was the dialogue he was given, but it's not believable. It's just not believable at all that someone like him would see the desert people and say, "Oh my God, they're so freaking great." Like, we were given no reason to believe that, and yeah, it's just kind of silly, and it's really frustrating to hear everyone just basically pine over the movie when I feel like it's mostly because it's a well-made movie. The movie has a history, right? Like I said, with the unmade Dune and then the 1984 Dune. For some reason, the story of this movie being made is bigger than the actual movie. Like, the fact that it came out at all was a story. Dune is just one of those IPs that they're kind of like that for some reason. People get real excited when it happens because they think it's a hard story to tell. And from what I've heard, it is a hard story to tell. And for me, it's difficult to market it to me because I just don't give a shit about any of these people. I really don't. Some rich kid who was just given an entire planet, and then it gets taken out from under him, and he goes and lives with the native people, and then takes back his planet as like, oh my god, dude, give me a break. Could care freaking less. Like, I don't know, what is it that gets you to care about fictional characters, you know? It's a tough one, and for me, it didn't do it. Didn't do it for me at all. It's really frustrating to go around watching some okay movie that had some really beautiful scenes. Have everyone say it's the best sci-fi movie in decades. It's ridiculous. It pisses me off. I don't fucking like this movie. It is okay if you like it. Okay? I understand why someone could like it if they already go into it expecting to like it. You know, like you're already into the lore and all that stuff. That's fine. But for me, I thought it was boring. I thought it was bland. I thought all their sets were empty and sterile. I thought it was just trash. I thought it was garbage. Yep, Dune 2021 sucks. Blow me. Peace.